Good evening, citizens of the world. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Davinci Jeremy, and my channel is dedicated to the very important topic of savings and investing because, well, everyone needs to know how to save and invest. Today's video, we're going to talk about what is Nano, how does it work, will it work long term, and then compare Bitcoin and Nano together. Also going to do some Bitcoin TA and Nano TA and show you the spectacular moves that I see for both assets. Finally, we're going to go on to questions and answers before we end the video. Okay. So what is Nano? Nano is another cryptocurrency. It was formerly Roblox and is decentralized cryptocurrency with feeless transactions with 1 to 10 seconds of confirmations. Nano stores its transactions in a block lattice, which is a very complicated thing, but it's not important right now. But one of the key things about Nano is that it was pre-mined, right? And what that is that basically they mined all the cryptocurrency, and then the owner of this cryptocurrency started to want to give it away. He mined more than to 133 million, but the rest of but they were lost. So effectively, 133 million is in total supply right now. And he airdropped the cryptocurrency to everybody. So imagine you created your own cryptocurrency. You have all the currency to yourself, and you're like, darn, well, nobody else has it. I have it in my hand here, and except me. So how's it worth anything, right? So what they decided to do is airdrop it to anybody who created, who went through and did a bunch of captures. So you get like a certain amount of these actually Roblox at the time, but now let's just call them Nano. And you get a certain amount of those currencies for filling out one of these captures. That you know how you click I'm not a robot, and then it asks you to choose which one's a car, or which one's a bridge, or something like that. And so every time you did that, you got a little bit of those Nano coins. And that's how they distributed the coins to everyone. And so what that effectively did, right, is that it allowed everybody who wanted Nano to have some. So how does this work with since there's no fees to transact between another person, is what you might be thinking. Because then somebody who has a bunch of Nano, or even small amounts of Nano, can spam the network, because I could send the most tiniest amount, the lowest amount, so like one 100 millionth of a Nano, to the network over and over again, and cause it to be filled up very fast with transactions. Well, what they do have is a little bit of proof of work that you have to do before you send a transaction. And so, if you were to try to do that, the network would notice that you were sending a bunch of transactions and then request more and more proof of work to send the next one. And so then it becomes basically expensive CPU-wise and power-wise to actually spam the network. And so that's how they decided to prevent Sybil attacks and spamming attacks to their network. They also use a block lattice structure. And every node, right, every wallet basically validates has their own blockchain of who they sent to whom. And they actually, if I were to send you some coins, some Nano coins, you would have to actually accept that into your blockchain for it to be propagated properly on the network. And what it is basically you have your own blockchain of who you sent to those coins and no one else. And so you actually have also, in order to make sure that this is all valid and not truthful, so that you don't go, well, you know what, I'll just add in 50 coins into my blockchain, right? There is open representative voting, which decides who has what and what is the truth over time. So it takes your blockchain and then puts it all together and figures out if everybody's telling the truth at a later date. But the key thing about all that voting and stuff like that is, will this thing work long term? Can you see this thing working long term? Well, with no method to earn Nano inside the ecosystem itself, right, for supporting the network, I find it really difficult for that to be the case. Because wait a second here, the only people who are actually benefiting from the coins is the people who first developed the coins. So those developers, they have a bunch of coins. They didn't give up all those coins. I think I found out they had like 75, 80%, not 75, but 25% of all the coins and so forth that are existing, and probably even more, because like when you look at the blockchain, right, about 1,000 coins, or less than 1,000 addresses or less, about 1,200 actually addresses have 75% of all the coins that are controlled, and so effectively those few people control the monetary policy, and most likely it's the development team that control the monetary policy as they spend into the economy the coins they need in order to survive, and so suppressing the price over time. However, you know what? Looking overall over at the source code and what I've studied on the cryptocurrencies, if this was invented before Bitcoin, right, I really think that this would have been the biggest thing since sliced bread as well. People would have loved it as well, just as much. However, you know, it was not invented by Bitcoin, and because Bitcoin has it was a better way of actually distributing coins, in my personal opinion, right? Because, you know, with no way to earn Nano, right, then that means you have to actually pay for it from the developer or from an exchange or somebody else who already has Nano, or decide to work for Nano and receive payment in Nano. And that the problem with receiving payment in Nano was basically the same problem with this video that I'm going to be showing you shortly. You have to also trust these development teams not to dump on us, right? And looking at the overall structure of it, this thing can easily be rolled back, and just like the DAO, just like Ethereum, when they had the DAO and somebody had stolen a bunch of money. I believe if you steal a bunch of money off of Nano, they'll be able to roll that back very, very quickly because of the design of their system. Now, I might be wrong, but basically I think that's the case because the proof of work happens at the front when you're sending, not internally whilst they're organizing everything. So you could just reorganize everything instantly, and it'll pass the consensus test basically. And so that's the problem I see. Now, I would like somebody, if I'm wrong, I'd like somebody to show me, because based on what I see, that's what I've concluded. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a terrible cryptocurrency and it's not going anywhere. Just, I think that it's going to be around for a while and it's not going to go away. I don't see a long-term future with it. With that said, this is an example of why, you know what, the problem with this cryptocurrency, what the real problem with this cryptocurrency is. And I'm going to play this video clip for you here.
Perfect. I am dying out here. How much?
$1 worth of lemon coin, which is approximately 1,000 lemon coins. Whoa. Get that centralized currency out of my face. This is 2018. I only accept cryptocurrency here, preferably lemon coin.
I don't have whatever a lemon coin is.
Well, lemon coin's my utility token. It doesn't have a lot of utility yet, but we're working on it. One day it might go to $1.
Cool. I don't have lemon coin.
Fine. I'll also take Bitcoin or Doge.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'll come back for you someday.
What? You'd need like 200 of those.
How much is one Doge even worth?
One Doge always equals one Doge.
Okay, fine. How do I get lemon coin? Why is this so difficult?
I can sense your frustration. Think about it. It's the future of business. A trustless system without third parties. So to get lemon coin, I just need you to create an account on this third-party exchange.
I'm going to need your passport, bank info, social security number, and a selfie with today's date.
I thought you said this was a trustless system.
It is as soon as the exchange trusts you.
You could trust us. We are the #1 crypto exchange in all of Krashimia.
I don't think that's a real country.
Look,
Kremlin.
you can make this an
Croatia.
easy transaction if you just follow the protocol, okay?
Okay.
Smile. Say KYC. Okay, so this will take 3 to 5 days to process. After that, when you are approved, you will probably not be notified. So check back in a week or so.
This is ridiculous. You're telling me that if anybody wants to buy lemonade, they need to go through this process?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is the future of business. I've already got like a dozen customers.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the problem with our current like accepting Nano coin as your currency. And let's before we go on to our Bitcoin, let's bring up our Nano chart actually, and let's close that and see what Nano is doing priced in Bitcoin, because you know what, I don't think you should want to hold this thing for a long term. So right now you've seen that it's taken off, but unfortunately if we back out, you can see that this thing created a new low before it took off again. So if you were interested in buying this, and I don't see anything wrong with doing so, you would go and buy this at the 78.6 to 88.6 level here, because it's definitely going to come back and test these levels down here. So you don't want to be buying up here. You want to buy this coin really, really cheap, and be able to pick up some of these coins on cheap and sell half on a double. Sell half every time it doubles. Sell half, because honestly, when the market comes, when Bitcoin takes off and Bitcoin starts to fly, this coin I think will do extremely well, and we'll see it probably not come back up to this all-time highs, but it will do some spectacular 10x, 100x move, maybe a 10x move, not a 100x. Let's see here. I would say, yeah, 10x would be putting it right back up here. Easily 10x move, just walk in the park. I mean, if we take a look at our fib levels here, right? Just let's estimate where that fib, oops, did that. There we go. If we do our little fib right up to here, right? I mean, 38.2. Let's walk in the park from this price action right here. So you're talking. So if you were to buy at the 88.6 to 78.6, you'll probably see the price action up in the 38.2 level, which is at the 006, or let's just say 68,000 sats, is where this thing is going to go to, and probably a little bit higher, maybe into the 50% level. So you can easily get a 10x, 10 banger from this as this thing takes off, because there's nothing wrong in the sense of, hey, will this thing break over time? Only if somebody steals it and they realize that, hey, you know what, we could roll this thing back. Yes, they can roll it back, but I don't think they will, because they've already went through that, where an exchange, just like in that video I showed you, robbed a whole bunch of people of their coins, their Nano coins. So yeah, that's my concern there. So yeah, I would definitely be careful with that. All right, well, on to Bitcoin and the bad news. Oh my God. Wow, what a destruction here. This looks good though. This on a daily, on the 4 hour here. Let me see, actually, this is the 4 hour, not the daily, where we are actually creating a fractal pattern that could bring us back up into the 9,500 levels, especially if this fractal pattern finishes and it breaks back up above this trend line that I've drawn. And I'm pretty sure this trend line exists, has been drawn there for quite some time. And yeah, this is the trend line that this thing was following all the way down. So I really think this thing is going to stay above this trend line. But if we break below it, you can see that we're going to probably test this 200-day moving average and go probably a little bit lower and come all the way to 38.2, which is all fine by me because I'm looking for a big buying area down here so that I can hold it for a long run, bull run up higher, because I really think Bitcoin's time to shine is in the next 12 months or so. Is there a trade on the 4-hour? Not just yet. I'd have to go down to the hourly, and I don't see any trades yet coming through. I'm thinking maybe the Hail Mary trade, but no, I don't think it's going to come back and test this level for a while. This is going to pop off a little bit and then probably do a little bit of a rollback before we actually retest this, line, come back up and try to break it again and see if it does break it again. So that's what I see coming for Bitcoin price action. Could be wrong on that, but I don't think so. We're pretty much oversold here, so I think this was the end of that move here. Okay, before we get to the question and answer period, I'd like you guys to hit the like and the subscribe button, right, to really help out the channel. And you know what? If you really like this content, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you click in the description below, you'll see all the links that we have for this video, also this presentation, and also you'll see my backup channel. And if you want, you can help out this channel by supporting any of the affiliate links in the description as well. Okay, on to the questions and answers. John Surf, he asks, hi Davinci, a pleasure to hear your valuable information. I want to know how much % of taxes is charged by state in the United States for the purchase of BTC. Well, although I don't live in the United States, I live in Chile, from what I know is that there is no taxes to purchase BTC at all. There is taxes if you sell your Bitcoins and you made some money, but if you didn't make any money, you sold some Bitcoins and you lost money, actually you might even be able to get a tax rebate. But most people have made money in Bitcoin, so yeah, you'd probably be owing some taxes to the government. And that's how they collect their taxes. All right, Paul is asking, hi Davinci, you have said you convert your Bitcoin into gold-based tokens at the all-time high. Gold shows strong correlation with BTC and might go down at the same time as Bitcoin at the all-time high. How can you secure your future BTC value by swapping into an asset which follows the same cycle as BTC? I have to disagree on that point that Bitcoin and gold follow the same cycle. They do have similar features, but the difference, Bitcoin has a huge difference. One, it's a new asset, a very new asset, and it's trying to find a price value, a valuation in the markets. And because it's trying to do that, it's going to have overvalued times and undervalued times, and it's going to be a massive move, oscillation move, until it squeezes down, until it levels off, right? You can see that even in the charts of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin has massive moves, it generally goes up and down and up and down, and then slowly levels off to a safe level before it actually makes another massive move, of course. But that's what we need to see over the long period of time, meaning years. So we have to see that on a yearly chart, where if you were to plot the time frame, well, maybe not yearly, but quarterly at least, that Bitcoin stays within a range within that quarterly charts, and it doesn't break out between those ranges ever. And so what will that be priced in? And honestly, it will have to be priced in gold, because you know why? Gold has been around for a lot longer, and you could trust gold, right? You could know that gold not going to go away and not going to go down to zero, whilst Bitcoin has a non-zero chance of going to zero. Of course, the same could be said about gold, but you know what? Gold has a better probability, a lower probability of going to zero than Bitcoin does. So, yeah, that's why I think gold would be the best thing to price your Bitcoin in, because honestly, they're going to still continue with the nonsense, I believe, going forward. Hopefully they don't. If they don't, then we'll just reevaluate when that time comes. But I really project that governments and businesses will continue to push a nonsensical monetary system, and thus we're going to need to protect ourselves on a consistent basis by saving in either gold or silver. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you watching the show. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about a few other cool things as well. And don't forget, on the weekend we're going to be doing the live stream. So I hope to see you guys there with Inti. So cheers. And remember, okay, with Bitcoin, finally we can save for retirement and be able to know that we'll be able to buy more, and thus our labor has been preserved. Thank you.